That great lawyer I was referring to joins me now, Andrew Cherkasky. He's a former federal prosecutor to boot, a constitutional law attorney. There are a lot of things to sort of unpack here, Andrew, and I'm no expert of the quid pro quo thing or whether there's proof. We do know of $20 million of donations spelled out over the years. I don't know how far back they go, and I believe a couple of cases almost a decade. But having said all of that, what do you think of the magnitude of this case?
Well, the DOJ really unveiled a treasure trove, a mountain, in fact, of evidence against Mayor Adams. The indictment itself, though, kind of lays out a few different categories of what is described as criminal conduct. You know, just a moment ago, you're talking about bribery, this idea of quid pro quo. Well, Mayor Adams seemed to have been getting quite a bit of money in the form of campaign donations and otherwise from Turkish officials that led to him being accused of rushing along the fire department to approve the Turkish house, a building that the Turks were building because a president was coming. That's a pretty direct quid pro quo, but there's not a lot more than that. More troubling, I think, for Mayor Adams is the fact that he was obtaining these donations through what they call straw donations. So instead of receiving this money illegally straight from these foreign entities, they had individuals who essentially were allowed to donate smaller amounts, give that money, and then use those small donations to execute the New York Matching Funds program, and through that got over $10 million in matching funds from public funds. That seems to be, I think, the biggest issue here, because there might be some issues with that bribery charge and the quid pro quo that went along with it.
Now, I was looking at these various five counts, Andrew, on campaign finance, foreign influence, all of that stuff, that if he's found guilty on all of them, he's in jail for the rest of his life. I'm getting way ahead of the legal skis here, but how do you see this developing?
Well, I think you have to be very careful when you look at those maximum punishment ranges, because it never really comes out to that. You have to kind of put it in the category of what do the dollar figures look like and how blatant was the criminal conduct. There is allegations that Mayor Adams tried to make it more difficult for the FBI to actually access his phone when that was subpoenaed and had to be turned over, saying that he had forgotten his password to the phone. So that could be an aggravating factor in all of it. This is something, you know, you're looking in the years type of category if they can prove all of this. Now, when you defend these cases, there's all sorts of ways to defend it. You know, first and foremost, are there mistakes that were made along the way? The feds are going to be looking for all sorts of co-conspirators and others to turn on Mayor Adams, but the defense is going to try to pick apart those angles. It's going to come down, I think, on those bribery charges, really trying to prove the quid pro quo. On those larger charges, the straw donations, it's got to be something that Mayor Adams at least had some reason to know about or failed to execute in a reasonable fashion his knowledge as to what he was certifying. There's also a big part of this where they say he got over $100,000 in these travel upgrades and kind of travel coordination. They're going to have to, again, show that that was something that was done with kind of a criminal intent that goes along with it. So a lot of pieces they've got to put together, but the evidence looks bad for Mayor Adams at the current moment.
You know, I'm not trying to compare the cases, but I noticed that feds raided Gracie Bacha, that's the mayor's residence in New York, to look at what he had, get phones, all that sort of thing. Very similar to what we know federal officials did when they were going after Mar-a-Lago and documents and what Donald Trump had there. Obviously, that is not a routine measure you take when you do something like that, but you are cognizant of the fact, you know, who you're doing it to, right?
Yeah, that's right. You know, when the feds investigate someone, it's not going to be normal compared to local prosecutors ever. I mean, they go in full force. They're not going to pull any punches, and they seem to have not pulled any punches in this case. Mayor Adams has said that he thinks he's being targeted here because of his attitude towards negative attitude towards the immigration issues that his fellow Democrats, he says, and quite obviously have kind of caused both in New York City and around this nation. And, Alexander Cortez has immediately called for him to resign. So there seems like there's some animosity within the left here, and Mayor Adams is pointing to that. Is he actually being targeted improperly because of their animosity towards his position on immigration? I think two things can be true, that he both can see and is being targeted by his fellow Democrats as kind of an opponent within the party, as well as the feds being fully within their rights to investigate in the manner that they have. That feeling, though, of unfairness might be something that resonates as this moves forward, kind of within the internal political fighting of the left.
Yeah, and a lot of this predates the mayor becoming mayor and long before the migrant upsurge in the city and all that. So we'll have to look at it closely. Andrew, great having you to sort this out for us. We truly appreciate it. Be well.
Thank you, Neil.